up, you guys? Today I decided to do a anti-Valentine's Day look that's a little bit more on the vampy side. If you want to know how I achieve this look, continue watching. And if you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Ari Penning. Please like and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Okay, to start this look out, I'm going to prime my eyes with the Benefit Stay Don't Stray in the shade Light to Medium. And then I'm going to blend this out by using my fingers. Next, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, taking the shade Blossom and blending it right above my crease. Next, I'm going to take two shades from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, the shade Sherbet and Hot Chocolate, mixing the two together and then softly blending them into my crease. The next shade I'm taking from the palette is the Metallic Plum shade. I'm going to be dabbing it on the outer corner of my eye before I blend it out, mainly because you want the plum shade to be focused on the outer corner than anywhere else. Now to create the cut crease, I'm going in with a small concealer brush and using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair to carve out the area that you are wanting to create the cut crease. You will want to finish the first eye before you move on to the next one. So I'm going to be putting the shade Pink Champagne, starting in the inner corner of my eye and then making my way about 2/3 of my eyelid, and then repeat on the other side. A little tip to make your eyeshadow stand out a little bit more: before you apply your eyeshadow, add a setting spray. To make everything look a little bit more blended, I went back in with the shade Metallic Plum and blended it lightly together with the Pink Champagne. Now I'm moving on to the face. I'm using the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Pearl. I'm applying it with my Beauty Blender. I find using the Real Techniques Beauty Blender works best to apply the primer than using a brush or even my hands. For foundation, I'm using the Kat Von D Lock It Foundation in the shade 42 Light Neutral to give a more full coverage look. Next, I'm going to be using the same concealer from earlier to get rid of these dark under eyes. A great tip to get a more precise angle on the outer corner of your eye, take a angled concealer brush and apply the same concealer, then blend it out with your Beauty Blender. To set my foundation and concealer, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. Moving on to the eyebrows, I'm going in with the Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Medium Brown. You can also use an eyebrow pencil to define any areas that need a little extra help. For eyeliner, I'm using two different types of eyeliner. The first one is the L'Oreal Gel Eyeliner in the shade Blackest Black to get that desired shape. To define the eyeliner, I'm taking the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in the shade Trooper. the shade Metallic Plum and blending it underneath my lower lash line. For the waterline, I use MAC's Eye Kohl in the shade Smolder. Onto mascara, I used the Rimmel London Lash Accelerator and then applied some Eyeliner eyelashes. For bronzer, I'm using MAC's Bronzing Powder in the shade Matte Bronze. Then for blush, I'm using Becca's Luminous Blush in the shade Dahlia. Now you want to be careful with this shade, it is super pigmented, so a little goes a long way. For highlight, I'm using Jeffree Star Cosmetics Skin Frost in the shade Ice Cold. It is amazing to work with, especially when you have fair skin. To complete this look, I'm taking the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Exorcism, and then I'm setting my makeup with MAC's Prep and Prime Setting Spray. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to be notified when my next video is up. Bye, my loves!